Good afternoon, friends, and welcome back to the homestead. So today we are gonna head down to the garden because I got a soil probe while we were at the extension office, and we are gonna go take some samples of our gardens so that we can send them off to see if they are deficient in any nutrients and need to be replenished anyway before we start growing in May. So come on along while we get that going. Hey friends, so it is super windy outside, and tomorrow we're expecting a big storm, rainstorm coming in. So I want to get this soil test done before tomorrow, or else my ground is going to be sopping wet. And I came out here because it's so windy. I was going to bring in my seed starts, and one of my seed starts fell over, and I'm so upset by it. And this one was actually starting to sprout, and of course it's my herbs. But look at what happened. Yeah. So it was my fault. So yeah, totally my fault. I felt that they were safe up on here, and the wind is really going this way. It's not coming this way. But yeah, one of those just completely fell over onto the ground. So I went ahead and put the other ones on the dirt, but the sun is gone, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring these inside now, and I'm gonna have to start over with my herbs and replant those. All right, friends, so something I needed to get before heading over there was a clean bucket that I can collect our soil in, and I have this as well, so we're gonna go ahead and head over there and start collecting. All right, friends, so there we go. I went ahead and collected from our small garden. So now I'm gonna take this inside as well and start drying it out. Once it's completely dried out, then I can go ahead and put it into the baggies, label them, and then send them off to the lab. All right, friends, so what you're gonna wanna do once you get your soil in here is you're gonna wanna break up any rocks or clumps, take out the rocks, and break up all the clumps of dirt, spread it out so it can dry nicely. And once this has dried, then we're gonna go ahead and come back and put it into the bags. All right, friends, so we are currently inside my picnic area. The winds are just way too bad, and it was really hard to hear what I was saying when I was out in the field collecting the soil. So we're going to discuss everything that I said out there, and I will drop some video of me collecting the soil while we're discussing this. So let's head on to the first things that you need to know about collecting your soil. All right, friends, so we're going to discuss real quick sample timing. So there are 2 times that you can sample your soil. You can either do September through December, so that would be the fall time, or if you want to do spring, it is February to April. Right now it's currently in March. So we are going to go ahead and do our sampling every year in March. But whenever you decide to do, whether it's a fall or a spring soil sample, you want to make sure you're consistent and do that every single year from here on out. All right, friends, now the tools that you need to collect soil are a soil probe. So the dirt comes in, you push it down, and the dirt will come up here, and then you dump it out. If you don't have a soil probe, you can use your shovel. And then you need a clean plastic bucket to collect all your dirt in. Do not use any metal buckets because that can contaminate your soil with zinc. Always use a clean plastic bucket. You're also going to need some bags that are given to you from your local extension office or wherever you send your soil out to. They should send you some bags to collect your soil into. So I do have 2 bags because I'm collecting from 2 different garden areas. And you'll also need a form that you're going to fill out with specifics on what you're growing, if you did a till method, a no-till method, however you do your garden, and then what crops are normally in your garden or what crops you are planning to plant in this year. And that form, you can get it online or they will send it to you depending on where you're getting your sample tested from. All right, friends, so some samples of places that you may want to test your soil are going to be your garden, your landscapes, your flower beds, your lawn. You can test all those places. You just want to make sure you have a separate bag to collect each of those spots separately. You don't want to combine those all to one because those are going to need separate nutrients and they're going to have different nutrient values in each of those beds. So always make sure that you are sampling and you have a bag for each spot that you're wanting to sample. Some places that you don't want a soil sample are going to be in your compost. So you don't want to check the soil underneath your compost. You don't want to check the soil underneath any drip irrigation lines. And you don't want to sample close to any streets or roads. All right, friends, so now we're going to talk about soil depth. So that is a commonly overlooked subject when it comes to soil sampling. You want to make sure that you are collecting the soil depending on what you choose for your garden. So usually when we go through and we put compost and we put fertilizer on top of the surface, that's going to go down, but that's only going to go down about 1 to 2 inches into the soil. So commonly we only collect 1 to 2 inches, but it actually depends on what kind of method you use in your garden, whether it's a till, no till, or a moderate till garden. All right, the first one we're going to talk about is the tilled garden. If you are tilling your garden, you want to take the depth down to as deep as you till it. That is generally from 6 to 8 inches, but really it goes on what your till method and how deep you till your garden as to how deep you want to put that probe to get the soil depth. Now the non-till or reduced till, that one is going to be 3 to 4 inches deep, and if it is absolutely no till at all and you're doing more of a permaculture, then you want to do 1 to 2 inches. So again, 3 to 4 inches is the normal basis for our normal gardens. And if you do absolutely no till and you're doing more of a permapasture, you're going to want to do 1 to 2 inches. Okay, so now we're going to talk about soil collection. And so how that is going to work, again, it depends on whether you're a till, no till, or a permapasture as to what the depth size. Now, how many times do you need to collect? So you want to do at least 10 collections throughout your garden, randomly spread out throughout the garden. You're going to go through and probe at least 10. Now, if you have something that is a huge garden, like 2.5 acres or more, you're going to do 30 to get a rough calculation of the nutrients throughout the whole garden. So for me, I only needed to do 10. I think I did 15 just to be on the safe side. And then what do you do next with that soil? After you collect it, you're going to go ahead and take it to a cool, dark, dry area. You're going to spread your dirt out, and then you're going to break it up with your hands. You want to get rid of all the clumps that you can and make sure it's all spread out. And I did I'll drop a video in here of me doing that in the barn. So once that is all spread out, you're going to leave it to fully dry. Do not put this in the oven to dry. You need to let it just stay out and dry. And mine only took overnight. So I went ahead and collected my bags and I brought them over here so that I can show you what they look like. All right, friends, so here I have my big garden and I've got my small garden. So you're gonna wanna just spread it out and then crush any bits to make it soft. And try to remove any big rocks that you find in there. You can't get rid of them all, but do your best to get rid of most of them. And you see how it has dried out nicely. You also want to time your collection of soil around when it's supposed to rain. Don't do it right after a rain. Try to do it right before a rain if you haven't had rain for a while, because then your soil will be nice and dry and you won't have to leave it for too long. So now at this point, it's all dried, so I can go ahead and get my bags and start scooping the dirt into my bags. Not to, I want to keep it separated. This is one bed, this is my second bed. And it does have a fill line, so you want to make sure you fill it to the line. Now this is all ready to go to my extension office. They send their soils out every Friday, so I will get this to the office sometime this week. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing with my small garden. And this is where I have my onion bed, my garlic bed. So I also took samples from that area as well. All right, this one's all done, same thing. All right, friends, thanks for stopping by the homestead today. I hope you found this video informative. Don't forget to check out your local extension office and see what they have to offer for you. I am super excited about this. I will be sending this off this week, and then they told me it should be about 4 weeks before we get the results. So when I get those results, I will definitely bring you guys back and tell you what I need to put in my garden to kind of rejuvenate it and get it going for my growing season, which will be mid-May is when I should be able to start growing in the big garden again. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends and family. I hope all is well, and have a blessed day.